I'm gonna love you.
What up guys, you're here with that diabetic guy Vaughn, and I want to show you guys how to use Tiffany Cox in Tiffany Cox what up in Friday the 13th. I know a lot of you guys like using her, and if you don't like using her, you enjoy seeing her in the game because of those nice booty shorts that she's got. So if that's your thing, do it up. But if it's not and you want to play Tiffany, then I'll explain to you exactly what you can use perk-wise and how her skill sets work, so that you can actually use Tiffany Cox efficiently and effectively when playing Friday the 13th. So let's go ahead. Let's start with the perks, and I'll show you guys what I use first, just so you can get an idea. I personally I have like a few different skill setups that I like to use when playing as Tiffany, but she's got a 10 out of 10 in stealth, so she's super good at hiding from Jason. So providing you're not going to be in the darkness a lot, and you're able to like get yourself where there's a lot of light and fear is not going to be too much of a factor, I typically use this setup. I use Homebody. So this perk here, like in my case, it decreases the overall stamina by 4%, but we have a 9 out of 10 stamina, so that's not too much of a penalty. And the sense avoidance increased is 18%, so less chance of being detected by Jason's sensibility while indoors. So most of the time you're going to be hiding indoors anyways, because you're going to want to avoid the darkness playing as Tiffany. So this perk is pretty good. I have a decent roll on it. You can get even better rolls on it, so this is definitely a top priority in perks for using with Tiffany. If you want to take a look over here, this is low profile. This perk I think is actually also really solid. It's faster movement while crouched, and you have a chance to avoid Jason's sensibility. So when you're crouched, you make less noise anyways, and now it increases your speed on top of that and reduces Jason's sensibility. So it stacks on top of the other reduction perk that we have. In this case, it's minus 3% speed decrease, and adds 24% to sense avoidance chance. So we're starting to stack up that sense avoidance chance pretty high, and our stamina and our speed's not reduced too much either. And this third perk over here, honest to God, if you get a good roll on this perk is OP. I love this perk. It's basically a chance to avoid detection completely during Jason's sensibility, level-headed. So I have 0% noise generating penalty, which is awesome, and then I have only a 4% sense of avoidance chance. I wish this was so much higher. This perk is fucking amazing. I definitely recommend, if you have this card and it's good, got a good roll, definitely use it. It stacks very well with the other sense avoidance perks that I got here. Another card though that I will like, typically I won't use this one too much because and even though I said it's so good, I won't use it because my roll isn't too good on it. So I would definitely consider using the Night Owl perk, because you can get very good rolls on it, and it's going to reduce your darkness fear by quite a bit. Like mine is almost 50%. You can get even higher perks. I have 0% noise generating penalty on it, so my roll is actually pretty good, and it's super hard to stay out of the darkness, so your fear meter is most likely going to go up. So I would definitely recommend using the Night Owl perk, and you know, probably taking this one out if you, in my case, if I don't have a better roll on it. If you do have a good roll, then you can, you know, maybe remove either low profile, because I don't know if you're going to be crouched you know, too much of the game. I mean, if you're playing very stealthy, yeah, or you know, if you're not playing very stealthy, then you can go ahead and just choose the Homebody perk here. And like other perks, let's see here, I'm not going to really use this on this character. fear decreases faster while inside hide. I'm not going to use that either. I mean, starting with firecrackers, like, you can always use this perk if you want and take something else out. Me personally, I'm not going to. I'm probably going to just try and find some firecrackers because this character can run. I can go in and out of houses and be very quiet while I'm in there with the perk setup that I have, so I'm not going to really... I'll worry about when Jason shows up, and I'll just make an escape as opposed to try and like get hands-on with him and use the firecrackers. I'm not going to use the grease monkey, not grinder, not heavy hitter, because I'm not going to probably be doing up-close combat at all with this character. Speeds up this I don't really like for any character really, but this, if you guys enjoy, you know, playing out and hiding and stuff like that, this would probably be a good perk for you. You can interchange it with one of the other perks that you have, and it's basically while you're hiding in a sleeping bag, you have a chance to avoid Jason's sense each time he uses it. So if you add this with all the other, you know, sense reductions for Jason, this perk would actually be pretty useful later on in the game, or even at the start. It doesn't really matter. You just gotta try and throw Jason off, so you can use this maybe, you know, mid-game, start game. He's not gonna expect someone in a sleeping bag, and your stealth is going to be through the roof, so it would be very hard for him to find you. So you can go ahead and throw that perk on. I'm not gonna really use the medical spray on this character. I mean, your end goal is this character to just kind of stay under the radar and hide. If Jason finds you, honestly, your best bet is to just move on and find another house and try and hide again. Using the pyro perk, not really going to want to use that on this. I feel like it's just a wasted perk personally. Again, you can use the map perk if you don't know where you're going. It's definitely like a good starter perk for new players trying to get to learn the map. So again, I would recommend switching that out for something else if need be. If not, and you're a little bit more of an experienced player, I definitely keep that map perk out and use something more beneficial for being stealthy. I already talked about this perk to you guys. I'm not going to really say use this perk. I feel like there's other better perks that you can go ahead and use. Again, with the calling the cops, I mean, you can let someone else on your team probably go ahead and use that perk. We're not going to use this perk either as well, because like I said, getting into a combat with Jason is not something that we really want to, you know, try and do. We're going to try and avoid that. Generate less noise while sprinting. I mean, if you have a really good roll on the perk, but I mean, I still wouldn't, like, you know, it wouldn't be one of my like top 6 perks to use on this character, basically because you're not going to be sprinting a lot on this character. You're going to be trying to get hidden and stay still. I'm not going to use this as well. It's not part of the strategy. No, I'm not going to use this either. Not going to use this either. It definitely useful of a perk, but still not really something that you are going to use over the other perks. This is actually can be decent, only because I find that when I am running long distance with Tiffany, she seems to stumble so much, and if you can get a really good perk, really good roll on this, and even get like almost like no noise generation penalty, and you're getting a high stumble avoidance chance, this can actually be pretty helpful. Like I've played a ton of matches at her as Tiffany, and running around, she stumbles a lot, and it really fucks me over. So this is actually a perk that you might want to consider using. You're not going to want to use this because, again, not hand-to-hand combat. No, I mean, you're not going to be hand-to-hand combat. If he catches you and he starts beating the shit out of you and you can't get away, I mean, this isn't going to really help you much. And I think that, yep, that's it for perks on Tiffany. So, quick recap. You know, you can use this if you want, but I mean, I think there's better perks. Again, this would be a good option. It's definitely something that, you know, Jason might not think you're hiding in there, and increases the sense of avoidance. But definitely Homebody is definitely a great perk. Night Owl is a very good perk to use on this character. We got Low Profile, again, great perk on this setup. And Level Headed, another great perk. this can be considered to use, and this is also very useful on Tiffany. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will talk about the skill set that Tiffany Cox has, and that way you guys can further understand how to use her. So her composure is actually pretty garbage. So fear is a factor. Joe Rogan, fear is a factor. So composure is pretty garbage. So that perk that I was talking to you about right here, Night Owl, reduction to fear penalties, almost 50%. It can become a pretty good perk to use on her. It will give you like a high increase, and you can actually run outside and not be detected by Jason, make it to a sleeping bag or somewhere, get from house to house without being noticed. So it's definitely something to consider. I'd recommend kind of throwing in that perk and trying it out with the other two, seeing how that goes. Her luck is on the lower end as well. It's not bad. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's gonna help you too much. If you have to use like a baseball bat and get in like a fight with Jason, it helps a bit. But my personal advice is you're gonna want to use ranged weapons if you can get them, like the shotgun or the flare gun, so that you keep out of Jason's grasp. That's definitely your best bet. Repair garbage. So many times early on playing this game, I tried to repair things with her, and just making so much noise, screwing up. Jason comes and if he doesn't kill me, he's on my ass. Now it's more difficult for me to actually use this character the way it was designed to kind of be played. So definitely you're going to want to try and find other counselors that are great for repairing and go ahead and get them to do some things. You can always bring the gas or the battery, drop it by the car. You can, same thing with the phone fuse, or just like let people know you have it and get it to them, and go ahead and let them install it. That'll help out more than you doing it. Her speed's actually above average. I think that's more than enough speed to keep at Jason's reach, especially with the stamina. 9 out of 10. She's pretty decent of a runner, but like I said, I stumble so much when I play as Tiffany that it drives me absolutely bananas, man. So I definitely would consider throwing this perk into your skill set if you want, and mix it all up. Definitely don't want to be stumbling if Jason does kind of get on you. The stealth is just absolutely the best. 10 out of 10. So stealthy, very hidden, and oh, I gotta sneeze. Fuck. So the stealth is really good on this character. You're going to want to use that to your advantage. Going into houses, you hear Jason come by, hop under a bed for a second. Don't hold your breath. Me personally, never hold my breath, because when you gasp, it totally gives your spot away. I never do that. I just let the character go. If I hear Jason start breaking down a door or whatever, okay, I'll hop out of hiding or whatever. Just because he's coming in, he's gonna check, he's gonna start breaking down shit when he doesn't see anyone in front of him. So that's what I'll do. But super good when used with all the other hiding perks, being crouched in a house, plus just being in a house. Double effectiveness there on destroying Jason's ability to sense you out. So definitely want to play to the aspect of being very stealthy, like I was explaining with the perks there. And again, the strength is horrible, so you're definitely not going to want to do hand-to-hand combat with Jason trying to knock his mask off. You're going to leave that to characters like Bugsy and Adam, and other players, maybe even Chad, who has more of a good luck, so he gets more durability out of his weapons. So you're again, strength, not a good attribute on this character. Use the flare guns and use the shotguns to go ahead and keep Jason at a good distance from you. So just a quick recap on the perks here. So just to mix it up, we can do things like we'll throw the Night Owl perk on. If you want, we can go ahead and throw a Stumble if you feel like you're going to be moving around quite a bit, and because she's got super good stealth. Like the other perks, like when you go all stealth, like you're super stealthy, but you are missing out on some other components that you could add to. So like we're showing you here, you got the Night Owl, you got the spatial awareness, and then we could do something like say, because you're going to be running a lot, we can throw on that perk, right? So now you're good in the darkness. Jason is going to have less chance of grabbing you because you're not stumbling as much. And then with these two combined, you can run outside for long periods of time not being found, and you can get into a sleeping bag, and now there's an extra chance that Jason won't be able to find you. Another kind of setup that you can maybe do is, say you want to move from house to house but be very stealthy. So you're going to switch a perk. You're going to put on going into and out of windows and hiding spots a lot quicker. So that will help a lot. Be it going under beds and coming out of closets and stuff like that. You heard Jason breaking down the door, you'll be very quick to hop on your feet and get going. And then we could also add another different perk here. Let's see. We can add that perk right here. So Homebody, because if we're going to be moving in from house to house and moving around quite a bit, we want to use the ability to block Jason's sense while you're indoors a lot. So going in and out of windows and hiding spots, not stumbling as much, and going to block his sensibility indoors. So you can see like this kind of strategy, how it works, right? You run from one house to the next. You're reducing your stumbling chance, making noise there. When you're in a house, it's reducing the actual Jason's sensibility. You're kind of blocking it, and then going in and out of the windows and the hiding spots very, very quickly. So that works very well. So you've seen a few different kind of setups there that you can use with your perks. Just the very first one that we showed you, kind of, you throw this back on if you want to be super stealthy and kind of go ahead and use this, or you can go ahead and switch one of these out and then just include the night owl, so that way you also have that fear reduction in case he does knock out generators. And my personal opinion, I would kind of do this setup if you're just going for super stealth, because the fear reduction is very important on this character with the composure being so low. So that is just about it for Tiffany. Again, just a quick recap to go over it. Very stealthy character, not good hand-to-hand combat, very good runner but stumbles quite often, not the best at repairing by far. The stealth is the main focus on this character, so you're going to want to play towards that sort of gameplay. Alright guys, so that is it on Tiffany Cox in Friday the 13th. I hope this video helped you guys out. I've been getting a lot of support from you guys recently. I just actually started this YouTube channel a little over a week ago, and I'm blown away by how many likes and views and watch time that I'm actually getting. So I really appreciate this very much. I'm glad that my content's helping you guys out. So hopefully this video helps, and there's more to come in the future. Alright guys, it's that diabetic guy Vaughn, and I will catch you guys on my next video. Peace!